What up, everyone? So, a box I'm sure you all have been dying to hear about after the whole last month fiasco thing, the Bambox. So I'm sure a lot of you know that pretty much no one was a fan of their last box. And there was reasons for that, and I talked about that in the monthly review. And yeah, it wasn't too exciting. So I'm very curious to see what this month has to hopefully they can redeem themselves. And if not, I know they have an anniversary box coming up, which is supposed to be really awesome. But yeah. But I intentionally didn't want to review this right away because of a lot of the complaints I got in the last video. The last time I did the Bambox, I did it right away, and people watched it like weeks later and said like, these values aren't accurate at all, they're not worth this price. And it's like, yeah, I know, but that's why I explained in the video. The earlier I review the box, the more the values are going to change. So the value at that day, they were accurate. That's what people were buying it for, that's what people were paying for it. So they were accurate when I recorded it. By the time I upload and do that and people watch it days later, the values can change a lot. It's almost impossible to speculate exactly how much. I do my best to estimate, but you know, I'm not perfect. I don't have any inside source. I'm just kind of guessing a lot of the time. So I do my best to value it, but a lot of people said they're crazy values, and it's like, they did kind of drop, but even still, the values I gave were still pretty accurate after all is said and done. So I wanted to wait a little bit so the values would be more accurate. So now when I'm reviewing it now, it's been out for I think like 2 weeks or something like that. So the prices have already dropped, so they'll be more accurate to what they're going to stay at. They'll still change a little, but a lot less than the last video. So without further ado, let's take a look at this Bambox. Not quite as skinny as the last one, but not far from it. Alright. So let's take a look. Got a little black tissue paper. Alrighty. So first we got our little pin. And they actually do good pins. Even in their worst box, they do good pins. This one's a little weird though. Alrighty, so there we go. Focus. It's Captain America and he says, "Hey girl." I'm not sure why he'd say that, to be quite honest. Seems like a weird thing for Captain America to say, but it's kind of funny. It made me laugh. I like that. But yeah, they've always done a really good job in their pins. And I need to get pins made like this. I've been asking around. Johnny Tay has got some done too, and I think it's by the same person that does these, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I want some of these for my channel because they're really good. They do a good job on their pins, and they're actually pretty collectible. They've done a good job at creating like a collectible market for their own pins, so that's something that's really good. All right, next, something sexy, black velvet, and I got some shuriken. Am I saying that right? No. Shuriken's the star. I don't even think I'm saying that right. Damn it. Now this is going to bug me. What are these called? So these little ninja knives. Oh my gosh. There's a specific name for them that I can't think of right now. It's not dagger. But I'm going to look at the book and I'm going to feel stupid. And someone's going to yell at me in the comments too. But anyway. So we got these little knives. And they are actually sharp. I don't think they're supposed to actually be ninja weapons just because I'm pretty sure that would be illegal to put in the box, but they are really nice quality though. Like they're not like cheap imitations at all. Like these are the real deal. Like these are legit. Like there's actual threading on the handle and it's actual metal and it's actually like polished and everything. Like, and it's stainless steel. Maybe they're letter openers. So I think it was Bambox that did that. Where they I'm right here. I'm pretty sure it's Bambox, I don't remember that, where they had brass knuckles and they couldn't give them out in California. It's so random that I had these sitting right here, by the way. That they had brass knuckles and they couldn't give them out in California, so they had to market them in a different way. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe they are actually just giving away like ninja weaponry, but they market it as like a letter opener or a box cutter or something like that. But these are really cool. These are really nice, like legit. These are cool. I'm going to throw these at people later. Me and Pup are going to have some ninja battles. That's actually really cool. Alright. That's very nice in quality. I can't lie there. Like, quality's nice. They even put it in a little velvet case. I don't know if ninja and velvet go together, but you know, what else? Alright. Next, so we've got a little certificate of authenticity. And this is Vader Down. #1 variant edition. I'm pretty sure this comic is, not this one, but Vader Down #1 is pretty old. I remember seeing this a while ago. So the fact that they have a variant is a little strange. But that's cool, though. And yeah, certificate of authenticity, 15,000 copies. I do like that they put these in everything. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day because a certificate of authenticity is only good as the person writing it. It's kind of like a promise. But I like that they do that. It just shows that they're legit. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't mean too much, but it's always nice to see. It helps you if you want to sell it. It always ups the value, so it's really cool. So Vader down, and I don't think it's signed. I don't see a signature. Yeah, I think it's just for the issue. That's cool. Vader down issue, exclusive cover. That works for me. Next, this is signed. Red Sonja. So Red Sonja has actually done a bunch of crossovers. This is from Dynamite, but they've done crossovers with Marvel. I remember, what was his name? I almost bought artwork from him, and I should have because it was so expensive. Ugh. Passed away. Ugh. Can't remember his name. Anyway, he did a cover art, but they had one with Red Sonja crossover with Spider-Man, and there was one with Venom. There was really badass covers. Fuck, what was his name? Oh, this is going to bother me. He was a good artist, too. Anyway, this is signed, I would assume, the artist, if I had to guess. I don't know. I can't read that signature at all. Let's see. Does it say? Authentic copy, specifically this copy signed by Amy Chu. It says Amy Chu on the front. I'll have to read the card and figure out exactly what that is. But signed comic, that always works. That's what they specialize in, signed stuff. That works for me. Alright. More signed stuff? Yep. Art print. 2,000. So it seems like that's the common number of the art prints now. It seems like they limit each one to 2,000 because they're usually of like 1999 out of. So I think that's what they're doing, which is still good. I mean, 2,000 is a high number, so it hurts the value a little. But I'm glad they're still doing it because that's what gives it the value. And that's what I really appreciate about Bandbox is signatures and signed artwork. Because even if you don't like it or something, it gives it value. It makes it special. It's not just like a postcard that you stick on the wall to tack. This is actual artwork that the artist signed by hand, which I like that. And this is pretty cool. So it looks like it's kind of a crossover, obviously, of Star Wars, just mixed with a more traditional samurai. And I'm sure a lot of you know that Star Wars was actually very heavily influenced by like samurai culture. If you see a lot of the designs they have for the Star Wars, just like Darth Vader and stuff, it all stems from like traditional samurais. Like you can see like a lot of their masks look like Bushido masks, and obviously the lightsabers are similar to like the samurai swords they use, and a lot of their armor you can see when you put them side by side, like, yeah, it was directly influenced. And that makes it kind of cool. I appreciate that. So I think that's just paying homage to that, I would assume. So I think that's what that's going for. And our last one. Looks like we got a signed autograph. I didn't get a 1-up card, so I don't think this is a 1-up item. Hopefully everyone got this. And, oh, man, I can't remember anything today. This is, Days of Tomorrow? Something of Tomorrow, something. Ugh. This is the worst review. I fucking suck. Who's reviewing this box? Not me. So anyway, it's the signature of the girl's name who I don't remember. From the show I don't remember. Something of Tomorrow. Thanks for watching my channel. I don't know anything. Go somewhere else and watch this review. Anyway, so I'll look it up and I'll come back with all kinds of fun information, and I'll be a lot less stupid when I come back. Anyway, that was all the items in the box, so I'll take a short little break, and then I'll come back from my idiocracy and review this stuff, give it some value, and we'll see if this box was totally worth it or not. Thank you for watching. See you in a minute. Alright, we are back. So I'm done being a dum-dum, and I did the research, and everything seems pretty good. So let's start talking about this. First of all, the pin. No surprise here, there was one of 4 pin options. They usually always do this. They give some different options there. And then one of them is a rare one, or 2 of them are a rare one, so that was the case. And I'm pretty sure I got like the most common one. And obviously if you get a rare one, it's worth more, but I always have to value it on the most common item in there, which is this one. And this was going for like 8 to 10. The Bucky one was going for a little more, and the Hydra one, I really like the Hydra one. I think it's really cool. But those are the rare ones, so obviously those go for more. No surprise there. So yeah, but it'll get about an $8 to $10 value, which is a good amount, and a little higher than that for some of the other ones. That's a decent amount for a pin. They honestly do a really good job, and I really like it. And some of their older pins are going for a lot too. I'm glad I've kept like every single one. I don't know where they are. They're just floating around here somewhere. But I'm glad I kept them. I think they're really cool. And I kind of want to go collect some of them. Anyway, moving on. Next, our comic, Vader Down. So there was actually 2 variants of this one, which was kind of weird actually. So there's this one, and then there's the black and white variant. This actually isn't the black and white variant, which is weird because the only thing in color is this. It's weird to have a black and white variant to a cover that's already black and white. There's the saber and there's the 2 buttons on his little chest plate. That's just kind of weird. So not a big difference in them, but there's just less of the variant cover. So it's not the fact that it's black and white. It's the fact that there's a lesser run of that comic. I just would hope that next time they do a black and white variant, it's of a full color cover. Maybe next time they can add color and do a color variant, because it's just, the 2 look so similar next to each other. But anyway, I'm going to have to rate it on the common version of the comic, and it goes for about $10. So that's the value on that. And it's not super special, like I said, there's like 15,000 run on that, which isn't crazy high, but it's decently high, so not a ton of value. And obviously if you got the variant one, that's worth a lot more. I think that was going for like 25 and up or something like that. So yeah, there's that. And then our little Red Sonja comic, and this was actually not signed by the artist, this is signed by the writer, who is Amy Chu. So that actually makes a little difference in the value. If it's signed by the artist, it gives it a little more value because it's very common to get comic books signed by the comic book artist. It's less common to get it signed by the writer. It's still good. It still ups the value. It's still definitely better to have it than not, but it just doesn't up the value as much as it would for the artist. So this is going for like 10 to 12, which is still a decent amount. But yeah, Red Sonja isn't a crazy popular series. Oh, and the artist I was trying to remember was Michael Turner. He was like one of my favorite artists, and I'm pissed I couldn't remember it. But I was going to buy some of his artwork, and it was from Red Sonja. It was from the crossover where it was the Venom cover. I was going to buy that one, but it sold, and I'm super pissed about it. But yeah, amazing artist. That's what I was trying to talk about. Red Sonja is pretty well known. Not super popular, but she's had a ton of crossovers with different franchises, so that's probably why that comic holds a little bit of value. Next, our art print. Same thing. There are total different variants of it. There's 2 like this. Let me show you. There's 2 that were in color and then 2 black and white variants, obviously. And then the black and white variants are the more expensive ones. So this print was going for a decent amount, though. Like I said, getting prints signed and numbered is always good. This one's going for like 15 or 20 for the colored one. The one where he's holding the sword to the side goes for a little more. I'm not sure why, to be quite honest. And then again, if you got the variant cover of it, then it's worth a lot more. So I like that they do variants, and they've done variants of pretty much everything in the box. They're getting really good at that. So this is going to go for about 15 to 20, which is a decent amount, because I really like the print. I think they did a good job. I think it's cool artwork. It's signed, and it's numbered. So I'm honestly surprised it didn't go for more, to be quite honest, because I do really like that one. And then this one, the name I was trying to think of was Legends of Tomorrow, but I'm so stupid. Sarah Gray as Stargirl, so we got an autograph from her, and everyone did get this. This wasn't a one-up item, so this is pretty cool. And I'm not super familiar with the show. I know a little bit about it, and again, I don't know a ton about Sarah Gray. I'm assuming she's known, obviously, for that show, but I don't know how well known she's known outside that. So her signature is only going for like 12 to 15. I didn't personally know her outside of that. I'm sure she has done other stuff, but I don't think she's like crazy famous or anything where it's like really sought after autograph, but it's still cool. I think it's a popular show, and I think a lot of people would recognize her in that character costume, so it gets a decent amount, just not a ton, so 12 to 15 on that. And then our last item, which I was actually totally right about, which is super funny, is our letter openers. So you had the option of getting different ones. There was the little daggers, and the name I can't remember, or the swords. And yeah, it says there's a whole description there, and then you see at the very bottom there's a little disclaimer, and it's like, these are letter openers. Do not stab anyone with them. It's like, okay, I'm glad they put that. I was assuming that, and I was totally right. Basically what they are is they're prop replicas that are just like weapons. They're prop replica weapons that are very well done, actually. But they have to put that disclaimer that they are letter openers. Are they really? No, of course not. Like, they're prop replicas. But they have to put that they are letter openers, because you can use them as that. They are very sharp. That's what I'm going to use it as box opener. That's what I use them for. And they just have to put that disclaimer. It's just funny like how spot on I was about that assumption. And if I'm not mistaken, I actually found this, and I'm pretty sure, I'm not totally sure, this is from Bambox as well. Like the very first Bambox we got, I think it was. I could be wrong, but this came in another box, and this was a little prop replica of a katana. And this was sharpened too. And if you go back in my old videos, I use this all the time to open my boxes. I did it for like hundreds of different boxes, opened them up. So I'm actually really pleased with this, that they are such good quality, because that's literally what I'm going to use them for, to open up boxes, because that's what it's good for. And I can just hang them on the wall with a little tack, because there's a hole there, and I'll just have them good to go. But yeah, they're very nicely designed. But one thing that I was kind of upset about, and it kind of bugged me, is that, so you see here, there's 2 daggers and 2 different swords. So I assumed there was 3 options here. You either get 2 daggers or one of the other swords, because that makes sense. But apparently those swords came together, which is way cooler than the daggers. I would rather get 2 swords than 2 daggers. I could be wrong on that, but I saw an eBay listing for the 2 swords that came together. Maybe it was a mistake, but that's so much cooler. That's not fair either, because daggers obviously come in pairs. Because they're smaller, daggers always come in more than one. There's always at least 2 of them. Swords come individually. That's not fair that someone gets 2 swords and I get 2 daggers. Nice daggers, but still. So yeah, if anyone has those swords, let me know. I'll totally buy them off you. I want those swords. They're really, really nice. And that's what made it really hard to value, because I couldn't really find anything on the swords. I found a bunch of listings for the daggers, but nothing for the swords except one that was like crazy expensive. So I'm guessing that means people liked it a lot because no one's selling them. That's typically what that means. And I would assume at least a few people sold it, but maybe, I know a lot of people canceled last month because they didn't like it, so I'm guessing that not a lot of people got this month's box because so many people canceled, which is probably going to up the value of a lot of things in here. But yeah, I really want those swords because they're really cool, and I'm going to use these as box openers. But anyway, as far as the value, the daggers only go for about 12, or no, so these go for about 15 on the minimum, and then up from there. Like, a lot of people want 20 and stuff, and I think they are worth that because they're very nicely done. They did a genuinely good job. So I'm going to put a rough value of 15 on there, probably more, 15 plus. And a 15 plus because I couldn't get an exact value on the high end because I couldn't find much on these swords. And I'm sure by the time I post this, there will be a million listings of it, as always. But I couldn't find how much people are buying those swords for because there hasn't been a single listing in America of one being sold. I couldn't find anything on it, which is kind of a bummer. So I have to put it at a 15 plus, and just it's 15 on the low end and then somewhere else in the high end. It's very rare that I can't find any information on an item, but that's what it was. So if anyone out there has those swords and wants to sell them or anything like that, I'd be happy to buy them off you because I really like them. I think they're genuinely cool, and I'll put them with my daggers. So, and again, these values are probably going to change a little bit. It's not that much, but keep in mind that they will vary over time, and I'm sure there will be some listings of the swords at some point. So I don't want people in the comments being like, oh my gosh, this value is... It's like, dude, pay attention to the video. I said that. So they might change over time, and I don't expect this to change too much because, like I was saying, I don't think a ton of people got this box because I think people are quick to just drop a company when there's one bad box, which I don't really agree with, but I saw a lot of people do that. So I don't think as many people got this box, which helps with the value of these items because there's less of them out there. So, and I really like that they give variants of everything. I didn't get any, but it's good that there's options, and that kind of makes it different for each box because there's always a mix-up of things in there. So I like that there's an opportunity for that. So anyway, talking about the final value. On the low end, 70, and on the high end, 82. So you really got double the value here. And this is, keep in mind that I couldn't get a final value on those swords, so whatever those are worth, probably more than the daggers because they're way cooler, and that's whatever that is going to add to this value. But even without that, you still got double your value. And I liked everything in here. I liked the pin. I thought it was cool. These daggers are way badass. I'm super psyched about them. The only reason I'm just a little bummed because I didn't get swords, but hopefully I'll be able to talk to someone and get those too. And I thought the print was cool. I thought that artist did a very good job. We didn't even mention, by the way. I'm sorry. Brian Reedy. So I usually am good about that being an artist, but sorry. But yeah, I thought he did a very good job on those prints. I think the comic was cool. Vader Down seems like a cool issue. And the signature that everyone got, not the most popular, but at least recognizable. And Red Sonja signed by that. So nothing in here was... I think the daggers were amazing, but besides that, the other items weren't like crazy amazing, like blow my mind, but they were all good. I enjoy all of them, and I think I'll be keeping all of them. But I do think if anyone has the swords, I want to see a close-up of them, because I only saw one picture, and they look freaking badass. As far as prop replicas go, they've put a lot of prop replicas in the boxes before, but they've been on the cheaper end. But these are definitely not cheaply made. These are very, very nicely made, and I really, really like them. So that actually blew me away, and everything else was definitely good. So that all being said, I'm going to give it a 6.75, but I'm actually considering giving it a little bit of a higher score. But I want to know what you guys think first. Let me know what you guys think, and that'll affect the final score in the monthly review. But I'm leaning towards bumping up that score a little bit, because I do like it, but I try not to base it too much on my opinion. As always, I base it on your guys' opinion. You guys affect the final score. It's always based on what I think you guys will like, what other people will like about the box. So definitely let me know your thoughts on it, and this possibly might be a higher score than that because I thought it was pretty cool. And when more information comes out and I find out about those swords, that might bring it up as well. And also, the Bandbox has always been a good company to me. I don't know about you guys if you've ever had to contact customer service, but they've always been great to me. I've always talked to specific people. They've always been really good with customer service. They've always been a genuine company, at least to me, and I hope so to the rest of you guys. So I've always genuinely liked them. And that's why I didn't drop them after last month, because I told you guys, don't worry about it. Everyone has a bad month. It happens. I have faith in them. They still do awesome stuff. So, but again, let me know what you guys think about it. This has been the Bandbox 6.75, possibly higher on the score, and then we'll talk about it in the comments. Thank you all for watching. Love y'all. Peace.